Jeremiah Box Claiborne, always sending in great topics, always lighting up the internet with something hot. I'm looking for something hot every day, so I told y'all, send me a topic, I'm going to talk about it. Don't matter what it is. You send it to me, we're going to get into it on this show right here. He proposed who are the top five, pick five of the most overachievers in the NFL in history. And it got me to thinking. I started going through my list, and I found five. I got my five. We're going to go through my five. Then I'm going to give y'all his top five, followed by some video evidence, as he likes to do. Shout out to Box, but let's get into it. My number five, overachiever. This guy right here, Antonio Brown, Central Michigan, 5'10", 6th-round pick. And who has had a better 4-year stretch than Antonio Brown? Hell, who's had a better career in the last 10 years than Antonio Brown? If we were looking at the numbers, the guy came out of Central Michigan. Who would have expected it? 472 catches, 6,349 yards, and 44 touchdowns from the time that he was 26 to the time that he was 29 years old. Yes, sir. They call him Touchdown Tony. Call him Antonio Brown. He's my number five most overachiever in NFL history. Let's go to number four. This man, the man, few words, because he ain't had to say much at all. Zach Thomas, Miami Dolphins, 5'11", Texas Tech, drafted in 1996, NFL draft, 154th overall. The man did nothing but have 168 starts, 12 seasons in Miami, 150 tackles 6 or more times, and happened to average 155 tackles per 16 starts in his career, man. This man was just smart. That's what everybody says about Zach Thomas. It was the intangibles, his leaderships, not just as athletic ability, although he finished his career with 20 sacks, 17 interceptions. It was really the fact that he was a part of a defense and he played his part well and he overachieved. Brian Urlacher, he's like 5'4", 220 pounds. Zach Thomas, 5'11". It's different when you go in there and got that little neck like that. When you trying to hit them, boy, it's different. It's a little different, you know what I'm saying? So he kept that Dolphins defense in the top 10 in yards allowed from 1998 to 2004. Again, Zach Thomas, much forgotten about. Let's get into number three. This is my number three overachiever of all time in NFL history. It's got to go to the man that used to bag groceries, the Eastern Iowa kid himself, Kurt Warner. I mean, look at him. Led a team to 3 Super Bowls. Happened to be a Super Bowl MVP in 1999 for the Rams. League MVP in 99 for the Rams. League MVP in 2001. The story goes on. You know Kurt Warner, man. Who would have thought this guy would have the career that he had the resurgence that he had in Arizona, getting to them to their only Super Bowl. And he is definitely, without a shadow of a doubt, a Hall of Famer. Pretty good announcer too, man. I like Kurt Warner. Always been just great. Even when he went to New York, I mean, Eli essentially replaced him because he was supposed to come and, take over in New York. But things occur, things happen. Kurt Warner, overachiever.com. Gotta be. Number two on my list. This may be surprising to some, but it shouldn't be. Because if you know, my boy, Shannon, Uncle Sharpe, Shay Sharpe, yes sir, Denver Bronco, 3-time Super Bowl champion, the 192nd pick in the 1990 NFL draft out of Savannah State. The man did nothing but have 10,000 yards in his career. As I said, 3 Super Bowls. He's a Hall of Famer. Had the pressure of his brother, Shannon Sharpe, who was a fine wide receiver in his own time. Had the pressure of playing behind him and not only probably exceeding his career, but doing more than we'd ever expect a guy like Shannon Sharpe to do. He was one of those prototypical athletic tight ends. 62 touchdowns in his career. Went over to Baltimore. Did a great job there as well. Old Uncle Shay, Shannon Sharpe. It's my number 2 overachiever in NFL history, man. You really gotta know Shannon Sharpe's story, man. If you know where he come from, then you'd understand he shouldn't be where he is right now today. So shout out to him. Last but not least, the poster board, the poster child for Overachiever.com. When you see this picture right here, we know that is the key word to Overachiever.com. Hold on real quick. Reem Rose, he's from Eastern Michigan. He's from Eastern Iowa. He's from Eastern Iowa. Get it right. Do your research. The kid went to Northern Iowa, but Kurt Warner is from Eastern Iowa. Yes, I'm reading the comments live for you here on the Dream Sports Show. Look it up. Back to this guy, though. The man who many say is the greatest quarterback of all time. Thomas Edward Brady in the flesh. Yes, sir. You see him. I can't even get to what we're used to seeing him as. 6-time Super Bowl champion. He's lost more Super Bowls than most will ever go to in their whole life. 4-time Super Bowl MVP. 3-time MVP. He even won a national championship at Michigan. Was it as surprising? I don't know, but I'll tell you what will solidify him being an overachiever. If he can do it over here, in this jersey, for this team, in this franchise, who we haven't seen do anything in quite some time. That's my list. 5 overachievers.